There's one thing that people often forget about when they're talking about personal finance. Their life. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Life You Have with Tez. That's me. And today we're gonna talk about your health and how health is wealth and it pays dividends to take care of yourself. So we're gonna talk about ways that you can help your health so that you can stay wealthy in the long run. Before we get into it, make sure you tap that like button and subscribe if you so choose to do so. Okay, number one, eat more fruits and vegetables. I say this all the time because it's a time-honored tradition. It's something you need to know. You need to eat more fruits and vegetables because those are the things that you're supposed to be eating. Look, part of taking care of yourself is to stop eating like crap.
Stop eating slop.
Do you know why you're overweight, have high blood pressure, you're close to diabetes, you got hypertension? It's because you're eating a diet that is rich. Do you know what a rich diet is? A rich diet is what kings and queens and the nobility, what happened was they would eat all of this meat that was just like suited for them, because meat and those type of things, they were considered for the nobility. So you had to be rich. That's why when you were fat, you were considered wealthy. Even in ancient China, if a man had a fat wife, he was considered wealthy because he had to pay a lot of money to keep her that way. And that was a sign of beauty back then. And well, you got money, you're fat. But these days, that's not the case anymore. You can't eat a rich diet like kings and queens and expect not for that stuff to happen to you, of the high blood pressure and the diabetes. So what you actually need to do is you need to start eating more fruits and vegetables. You need to look into what's called
calorie density.
Calorie density is not counting calories like most people try to do. No. Calorie density is taking something that is made from a byproduct of that fruit, and you are looking into if that fruit equals that same thing. So basically, I'll give you an example. So apple juice, right? Apple juice is a byproduct of apples. So that means that about 3 to 5 apples go into a cup of apple juice. So if you were to eat 3 to 5 apples, you would be pretty full. You wouldn't want to eat anything else. But if you drink a cup of apple juice, you want more because the fiber content has already been pulled out of it, because that's what you're chewing through. Your body's breaking down that fiber and it's helping it become a more digestible form whenever you chew. But when you drink it, you're taking in a liquid version of all that water. So yes, you're gonna pee more and stuff and you might hydrate yourself, but you're also getting all the sugar with that juice at the same exact time. So calorie density is basically saying, okay, if I know that a cup of apple juice is 3 to 5 apples, if I eat 3 to 5 apples, I'm gonna feel more satisfied and more satiated. If I drink the juice, I am not. There's all sorts of things you can do that for. It'll still help you out as long as you're still eating your fruits and your vegetables. Also, you regulate your body's natural pH levels and hormonal output. I do a video on it sometime. It's actually really easy once you understand that, like, if it's prepared for you, it goes against your calorie density. If it's natural, you're going with calorie density. You know that the most calorie dense food in the whole world is oil. So it's distilled from everything. It has everything in it, but it's not good for you. Anyway, we'll get into that much later. Number 2, go and walk outside. Look, take a walk. Plenty of studies show that there's massive benefits to walking that we don't talk about. We just tell people go run. Not everybody's a runner. Not everybody knows that there's a proper way to run, like heel striking, or heel to toe, where you don't strike with your heel and you balance up on your from your heel to your toe, just like you were walking. But people don't know that because we have books about jogging and anyone can be a runner, but that's not the case. Not everybody can run, and it actually puts more strain on your joints and all that stuff. Walking, on the other hand, it actually burns calories. It's very good for your circulatory system. It improves blood flow, it boosts your immune system, and it improves your overall mood. When I was in college, but right before I was poor and homeless, I used to just sneak out of my apartment and go for a midnight walk because I was stressed out about stuff. What was I stressed out about? Well, I was in a long distance relationship with one girl who I really loved, and then I also liked my friend who was a female and she wanted to dangle my dangle. And while I loved the other girl, I really wanted somebody to
dangle my dangle.
And that sounds crazy, but at 18 years old, I'm like, do I wait out for this other person who's gonna do it later, or do I want it now? And that bothered me. Like it literally kept me up. So I would go take midnight walks, and the answer is yes. Okay. Number 3, get yourself some yearly checkups. So you should get an annual checkup and an annual dental exam. Now I know a lot of people are like, it costs so much money to get it. But here's the thing, if you have gingivitis or other kind of periodontal diseases, or your gums, because you don't floss, so they're actually rotting away the bones in your teeth, you want to know that before it gets too bad and then you develop a heart disease, because plaque literally can go from your teeth into your bloodstream and down to your heart, where it starts to clog your arteries up. So you can die by not taking care of your teeth. As far as your yearly checkups go, you need to be able to go and get yourself checked up, like at least get yourself looked at, because of the fact you would rather know that you have some kind of illness or a sickness early than avoiding it and then having to pay tens of thousands of dollars just because you have to get surgery on something you wouldn't have had to get surgery for if you would have just went into the doctor every year. So think about it. You're trying to save $100, but if you get it worse, you'll probably be paying out close to $100,000. A lot of people are in medical debt. Okay, number 4, reduce your sodium intake. Here's a scientific fact for you guys. Sodium displaces water. Why is that important for you to know? Your body is 70% water. Sodium pulls the water out of wherever it's coming from, which means that affects your circulatory system, which means it affects your blood flow and circulation, which means that you're basically cutting off a flow of blood and oxygen to some other part of your body that needs it. Think about it like this. Imagine a desert. A desert at one point was covered in water. It was completely submerged, but then the water levels receded, it dried up, and now only select things can live in a desert due to its heat, extreme low pressure altitude, and just overall horrible stuff. So your skin dries up, your hair can fall out, your blood pressure goes up because it doesn't flow to the rest of your body. It's quite fascinating really when you think about it. All right, number 5, wash your feet. Your feet and your armpits sweat more than every other body part on your whole body. What does that mean? It means that your feet are also more prone to bacterial attacks. So you need to wash your feet daily. You might not need to shower daily if you're not doing anything, but if you are doing things, then you need to shower daily. Definitely hit your toes. Hit between your toes, under your toenails. Why? Because that bacteria comes out through your sweat, your socks being on your feet and stuff. You get the toe lint between your toes. They start eating that stuff and it slowly grows. That's how you get foot fungus, you know. Here's the kicker. If you are a diabetic, chances are you're getting lower blood pressure and low blood flow to your feet as a whole. So they will be prone to improper healing. So if you get cut on your foot, or you step in some glass, or you step on a whatever, I was gonna say a Lego, but Legos don't pierce skin, but maybe this Lego did. Your feet are not gonna heal the right way because there's not that much blood flow going to your feet as a diabetic. So as Lieutenant Dan said in Forrest Gump, take care of your feet and they will take care of you. And I know that Marines tell you to change your socks and drink water. That's one of their remedies when you're feeling sick. Just change your socks and drink water. So literally, that's actually one of the things you need to do. You need to wear clean socks that don't have any sweat on them, and you need to
drink water
so you can get that body circulating that blood all around your body after you got some clean socks on. Okay, final one. Number 6, have a relationship, a healthy relationship. Being in a relationship is optional. I should tell you that it's very optional, but having a healthy relationship will prolong your life. You will have all this money, but if you don't have a relationship, you don't have anybody to spend it with. Some people, they think that's a great thing, but you need to know that humans were made in pairs. You were made to be a social creature. Everything about you is to help somebody else. You have 2 hands, you got 2 kidneys. Like, your heart can even be given to somebody else in the event of your untimely death. With that said, a healthy relationship, you decrease your stress levels and it improves mental agility. That's because when you're alone, you don't really have anybody to bounce ideas off of, or talk to, or share ideas, or do any of that stuff.
But you got all this money though.
But money doesn't talk, it doesn't have feelings, it can't do anything for you. That's why in all the comic books and all the movies and all the games, the last boss, they always do it for love. Many a guy they have everything they could possibly want, all the money, and they conquered the world, or the world is about to be conquered by them, except for this merry band of teenage heroes that are standing in their way. But the one thing that they don't have is somebody to share it with, and it drives them crazy. Anyway, that's the video, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Make sure you tap, 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 tap that like button and subscribe if that is something that you choose to do. This is the life you have with Tez. That's me. Peace out.